On the play for round 3, mulliganing. And guess this hand's fine, it's not great. I will keep that risk factor on top, however. It gives me some sort of a plan. Guess technically I should have played Mountain first and then drawn Catacomb the turn after, since I knew I would have nothing on turn 2. But that's fine. Interesting plays. Not sure what he's doing. Let's shock his face. Okay. Sultai, huh? This is gonna be a Thief of Sanity. Yep. So I'm still gonna risk factor this turn. See what he wants to do. Probably take 4. Hopefully I draw something better to kill that with, like a shock, so I don't have to use this Wizard's Lightning. Alright, well, let's go ahead and take that out right now before that becomes a bigger problem. That's a card that could be a problem if he starts taking our Sovereign Bites and burn spells. It's annoying, but not a big problem. Do I want to play this land? I think so. Could hold it for future risk factor, but I think we're going to want to hit our land drops here. Take 3. The one thing I am worried about is him finding or having counterspells in his deck to back up his threats. Eldest Reborn doesn't do anything now, but it will force me to discard next turn. So let's go ahead and do this. See what he wants to do. Probably should have left Sulfur Falls on tap, it doesn't really matter. It's an interesting draw. Let's go ahead and run that out. Paying it black. What do you want to give me? This is the point of the game where Sword Point is at its best, forcing him to make difficult decisions. Okay, so we're going to have to discard, so we'll hold on to the Steam Vents. Alternatively, I could risk factor right now. I don't think that's a great plan, but let's go ahead and pass the turn. So now we're in a great position because any card we draw is live, basically. Even if we break and draw land, we can just pitch it to risk factor. So we'll go to 14. He's gonna place something, possibly that Thief of Sanity. Play Crafter. What? Oh, interesting. It's pretty good. I didn't realize that this had more text on it than there. So I'll pitch this Wizard's Lightning. Strike his face. Boom, boom. Banefire would be lethal right away. Let's go ahead and risk factor. Boom, boom, boom. Get to draw 3 cards. Play land. Pass. So he does get to hit with the Thief of Sanity, unfortunately. Oh, and get back the Plate Crafter. So let's actually go ahead and should have done this before he untapped, but such it is. Okay. So now we're going to discard this Watery Grave. Go to 9. Just hoping he doesn't find Sovereign's Bite off this Thief of Sanity, of which all 4 are still in the deck. Ah, I should have known. That's really annoying. Jade-Light Ranger, okay. Finds him a land and another ranger. Okay, so got some tough decisions here. Is that lethal? I think it's exactly lethal. If he has a counter spell, so be it. I'm still gonna go for it. Make sure I'm counting correctly. Lightning Strike is 4, and then 5 additional lands, yeah. So assuming he has no main deck counter spells, this is game. 4, yes. Whew, that was a close one. Alright, so this does probably get much worse for me post-board because he has pressure and discard and presumably counter spells. What to do about that? Probably need shock on the draw to deal with most of his threats, like the Thief of Sanity, maybe Jade-Light Ranger. Lava Coil additionally takes up more things. Ionize I probably want some number of, maybe not all copies. Daredevil I'm not as crazy about. It can take Duress, I guess. That's not amazing. Sorcerer's Cant is an option, but it might be too slow. I almost want to take out my Sovereign's Bite, not because I think it's bad in the matchup, but because I think it's really bad if he finds it with Thief of Sanity. I don't know if that logic holds up or not. In any case, I definitely want to trim on some Sword Point Diplomacies, because they're pretty bad when you're on the back foot. I can also see trimming on like some of these, since we're bringing in Lava Coils. They don't go to the face, but we want to take a slightly more defensive stance here. Then I can cut maybe a Pyromancer and maybe like 2 Pyromancers, because they're not going to be good on the board at all. He's going to be able to block them pretty easily. But on the other hand, they can block like Jade-Light Rangers, so I kind of like keeping that in. I'll cut like 1 Sovereign's Bite. I don't know if that's right. Maybe 2 and leave in a Lightning Strike. Sure. That makes some kind of sense in my head, so let's go with it. And then, assuming we go to game 3, we'll be on the play, and we can think about bringing in additional stuff. Ooh, this hand is very interesting. I like everything I'm seeing here, but I don't like the 1 land part of it. He also mulliganed. I can't do it. I have to go to 6. Alright, well I'll keep this, even though it's not a lot better. Steam Vent's on top, that's pretty good. He mulled a 5. Let's see what he did with this Scry. To the bottom. Oh, that's unfortunate. Guess we don't really get a real game out of it after all. Well, it's too bad. I was interested to see how the post-board games went too. Yep, just kind of sucks overall.